Hey guys, this is E with Scrapbooking with Me, and I have just cut up some chipboard. This is a cereal box, I do believe. I just cut up some of this, and I had it cut in some big squares to try to figure out something to do with it. Then I started searching on YouTube last night, and I came across a video that I really loved. And this is inspired by Natasha, and I will leave her link below to her channel. She is Treasure Books. This she did something similar to this. Now mine's going to have a little bit of a different twist, but she did something similar to this, and I thought that was ingenious. So this is what we're going to make. They're just going to be little clusters. I think she called hers book plates, but I'm just going to call mine little clusters of different things, and I've got my chipboard covered. And then I've just cut out. Now these, if you want to know the size, these are, and you can make these any size that you want. This is just the chipboard that I had. And like I said, this is just made from a cereal box. This is 3 inches by 2 inches is what I cut these. And then these little pieces that I put on the top are 1 inch by 2.5 inches. So I just cut quite a few of those, and then I just got some of my digital paper. You don't want a paper that's real thick. You want a paper that you can fold over easy, and I've already glued these pieces down on there. And then I'm just going to do what we do on our corners normally. Now sometimes we cut the corner off, sometimes we fold them over. So whichever one you want to do. You can trim them, or you can just leave them on and fold them over. Whichever one you want to do. So I'm just going to fold mine over just to make it quick. And I'm going to use my art glitter glue. We do have a good supply of art glitter glue right now in. A lot of people was asking about the 8 ounce. We had problems getting the 8 ounce there for a while because the company that makes this, Art Glitter, they actually could not get the bottles to put it in. The bottles were delayed. So they have, I think, since got bottles in. We've got some 8 ounce and 4 ounce now. So if you want to stock up before it gets too cold. Speaking of too cold, oh my goodness, we had, I think the temperature here last night went down into the 40s. That's unusual for us. That's really cool. But I enjoyed it. It didn't bother me any. Okay, and I'm just folding that over. You don't have to worry about the back because this will be glued down to something. Now, if you're planning on just putting this somewhere in your journal, it's like a flip out or a little tag or something like that, you might want to go ahead and cover the back. I'm not going to worry about it because I'm going to glue mine down on a page. But it just depends on what you want to do with it. So I'm not going to worry about what the back looks like. I just want to make sure that the front looks like that. See, the front's covered nicely. Let me get it here where the lights are not so bright. There we go. I may have to end up putting a sheet over my window or something. There we go. So we have just covered that. And I'm going to go ahead and do this one since I've already got this one covered. Or I've already got it on the front side. And then we'll start from scratch on the other ones, and I'll show you exactly what I do. And I will link, I cut that one a little short. I will link Natasha's video below so you can go over and watch her make her book plates like this, similar to this. Okay, I'm just folding the corners up. See, I almost cut that one too short. Don't cut your paper too short. Leave room to fold it over. I just let that little piece pop up. I guess you saw that. And it shot glue all the way up on my wall. I'm dangerous today. Okay, so just glue that over like that. So you've got two little pieces. Then what she did next was she put some lace on hers. I'm going to grab a little doily, I think. I think I'm going to put a little doily down first. A little piece of doily on mine. I'm just going to tear this middle part off because I don't need that. Then I'll just tear this in half. And you will have to excuse my fingers. I've got ink all over them from the other video that I did. Now, I don't care if anything hangs off of mine. I kind of like that look, so I'm going to let some things hang off. So I'm going to put just glue right in the center. I'm not going to worry about gluing it all over because I am going to stitch around on this. And my sewing machine will go through this light chipboard. I don't know about yours, so make sure that you test it first. I don't want you breaking your needle. Okay, I have turned a couple of lights off, hoping that the light situation is going to be a little bit better. But our shop is surrounded by windows, so it's kind of hard for me to turn everything off. But hopefully that will be better. So we've got that on there, and then we're going to put a little piece of lace. I just dumped things in the floor again. And this is where you can use some scrap lace. If you have any scrap lace laying around, just scrap pieces, that's what she did. She used just some scrap pieces. Like little pieces like this. You know, she just put 2 or 3 different pieces on hers and did that. I'm just using this one because I like how it looks on here. And I'm just going to glue it right down the middle. Not going to worry about gluing it all over. Okay. Oops. There we go. And I'm going to let mine hang over the ends just a little bit. And then she took a piece of notebook paper. Just a scrap piece of notebook paper. And she tore a piece. You tear these holes out of this one. She just tore a piece that would go in the middle. Well, it was lined paper. I'm assuming it was notebook paper. That's what I'm using. It's just some notebook paper. And it's actually some that I have inked on the other side, so I will use that. I'm just going to tear it down just a little bit. And the rougher it looks around the edges, the better. So don't try to get it smooth. There we go. Put that down there. Like that. Okay, now I'm going to take this to my sewing machine and I'm going to stitch right around this like I did on this one. See, I just did a little bit of stitching around there. Really, you know, crooked and all that kind of stuff. Don't try to make it straight. So I'm just going to put a little glue right in the center of that. Right in the center. Like that. Then I'm going to go stitch and I'll be right back. Okay, there we have our stitching done. And that just helps hold everything together. Now, if you don't want to stitch, you can just glue everything down. Same difference. Not a problem. And yeah, right in the center, I do have that little bit of bubble there. But that's okay because we're going to cover that with the little book plate part. I'm just getting all these strings off of this. There we go. Okay. So this I just cut out of cardstock. It's just some tan colored cardstock. So cut these out of that. And these I told you the size of. Now we're going to use our punch. I'm going to put that down so I don't make a noise. And right on each end, I'm just going to punch a little hole as close to the center as I can get. I'm not going to worry about if it's a little off. But I like that. I'm going to do another. And you can make tons of these out of one little piece of paper. This was a scrap piece, and I have cut probably 12 or 13 out of it. There we go. Now, I think she, let's see, did she use eyelets or did she use... No, I think she may have used brads. I'm going to use some brads on each end of those. But first I'm going to ink this. Now, I should have inked that other part before I started, but I've kind of got all of that covered, so I'm not going to worry about that. But I'm going to ink around these. And I think she had a die that cut this out. I don't have a die that does that, so just cut them myself. Okay, I'm just putting a little bit of ink on the edges of that, right under that lace. There we go, like that. Now I'm going to grab some brads. See which one we want to use. I don't have any brown ones in here, I don't think. I'm looking. Let's see what we've got there. We have a little pink one. Okay, on this one, I'm going to use a couple of silver ones, and they just look like a little flower. And she put hers all the way through. I'm just going to put mine right under here. I don't want to go all the way through. And then I'll glue this down. So then that will get glued right there, like that. And I'm just going to use my art glitter glue again and put a good amount of glue on this. Then just kind of center it up. And it doesn't have to be perfect. Just somewhere near the center. Then I press it down with my little towel to make sure I get anything that's going to come out off of there. There we go. Then on this one, I've got some little, they look like purple. I don't know if they're purple or blue. Little brads that look like little flowers. We're going to put that down on there. So we'll go ahead and glue that down. Just like that. And then I'm going to grab one of our words. Now you could leave these just as is, but I'm going to grab one of our words and put down on here. Either our words or, let's see, these are ours. And then I could put, let's put journey on that one. And I will have these linked below. They're in our digitals. I think, well, I don't remember what the digital is. I want to say it's the labels, but I will link it below which one this one is in. All of these words. And then I'm just going to glue that down right in the center. Like that. And then, and this is such a good way to use up more of those scraps. You know, we all have tons of those laying around. And there you go. There, we've got 3 different ones. Aren't they cute? And to me, and the, you know, I'm using chipboard that I would normally throw in the garbage. And then I'm creating something that I can use in my journals. Now I'm going to grab another piece of paper. just going to use this one. This is another digital, and I think this is an Artie Mays one. I'm just going to flip it over, and then I'm going to use my glue stick. Just put some glue right in the center of that. I'm going to go ahead and glue 2 or 3 on here. You can make these up in no time. Tina, this would be a very good mask make for you. I know you do mask making. Usually on Tuesdays. I love to watch that. This would be a good one. Alright. I'm just going to leave a little bit of room between them so that I can trim those off and be able to fold the paper over. There we go. And see, we can put more over here if we want to. Might as well. We've got them. We might as well make them. If you don't want to use your glue stick on this, you can use another type of glue. I'm going to use it because this paper is just printer paper, and I really don't want that glue to seep through, but it doesn't matter. Use what you have. Okay, here we go. Those. And then I'm just going to take my tear ruler. And I'm just going to kind of place it somewhere near the center there. Just leaving enough room between both, hopefully, that I can fold them over. And this is not exactly a tear ruler. I said that, but it's just a metal ruler that I use upside down. Okay. There we go. Well, I guess I can go ahead and tear between these two. You could cut this if you wanted to. Tearing works just as well for me. But you could always just cut these with your scissors. Because remember, this doesn't have to be pretty on the back. Unless, you know, you're going to use it a different way than what I'm using. Okay, so we've got the paper on there. Isn't that pretty? That's pretty paper. And I just go ahead and fold those corners up. It makes it a little bit easier when you start adding the glue there. You could do lots of different things to that. We may do some different things on this one, like putting book page on there. I also think that Natasha covered hers. She didn't cover them with paper. She covered them with material. She had scraps of material that she covered them with. So you could do that as well. I just thought I would use up some of my paper that I had printed over here. Alright, and then we'll just put that glue there. Go ahead and run it all the way around, and then we'll just glue this down real quick. And I don't eat cereal, but my husband does. So we don't have a lot of cereal boxes, but we have some every now and then. I'm not a big fan of cereal, unless I have some fruit to go in it. Then I'll eat some cornflakes with fruit. Okay. Then we'll just glue this one down. We won't do all of these. There we go. Now, if you planned on using these in a different way other than gluing them down, and you wanted the back to Be pretty. You could come back with a piece of paper on here and just put that down like that, and that would be pretty enough. Then to cover that whole back there. So if you wanted to do that, you can. Like I said, I'm not going to worry about mine because I plan on just gluing them down, but that's strictly up to you. All right, I'm going to lay these aside right here. And then I'm just going to put down, what are we going to put down first? Let's put some book page down there. Let me grab some book page. I thought I had some right here. This is some that we stamped on this morning. We'll just use a piece of this. Put that down there, and I'm going to ink around this. I'm going to ink around both of them before I forget and put my lace on there. And you wouldn't even have to use lace if you don't want to. That's just up to you how you decorate these. Okay, so we'll put that there, and I'm going to put it at kind of an angle. Then I think this one's big enough to go on that side. There we go. Now, what do we want to put on there? I think on this one, I will just use my scraps of lace. I'll just put a little piece of scrap right there. I've got this little scrap I can just put there. Doesn't have to cover everything. Then, do we want to put anything else on there? You know, I might want a piece of vellum on top of that. So let's see if we've got some vellum right here that we could bring in. There's a little piece. Could bring that in like that. Of course, we need to ink. And if you have little flowers, you could put little flowers on this. That would be pretty. Little flowers on the edges. Ooh, that would be pretty. I may put a flower on this one. I can't remember if she put a flower on hers or not. I don't know if I even watched all the way to the end because it was bedtime and I was sleepy. I may have went to sleep right in the middle of it. I think I want another little piece of trim over here on this side. So we're going to do that like that. Nope, like this. There we go. Something like that. And then we'll come back with a word. And I think blessed would be a good word. And imagine would be a good word. All right, let's see. What now? I think I'll start gluing. And then we can kind of go from there. Gonna glue that down. I just at an angle because I do want a little bit to hang off. And then I'm just gonna glue parts of this, just a little piece of it. And I'm gonna glue it kind of at the bottom so that it will kind of hang off a little bit. Then we'll put this piece of vellum down there. And I can put it like that because it still shows through to that back part. And then I'm going to grab a little bit of my Fabri-Tac. And we do have Fabri-Tac, or I think it's Fabri-Fix, but it's the same thing in stock now if you want to grab you some. I think we still got a little bit left. I haven't looked this morning since they pulled orders, but I think there's still a little bit left. All right, we've got that. Now, You don't have to put that little piece of notebook paper on there if you don't want to. That's just up to you. I'm thinking I might just put a piece of regular paper on here. Just to kind of outline that brown, to kind of keep the brown from sitting so close to this other brown and looking like it blends in too much, since I did cut all of those pieces out of brown. Yeah, I think that will work right there. So let's ink around that a little bit. And you could make these in all colors. You don't have to do the browns and the tans like I have. You can make them any color that you want. So that one's ready to stitch around. So now I'm going to glue this one down. There we go. Put a little piece of, a little scrap of our lace down there. And let's put this little piece down here on this end. And then we'll put this little piece up this side. That'll work, I think. It's all stuck to my hands. There we go. Like that. And then let's put this down there. I'm just going to use a little bit of Fabri-Tac. And just as you're just like when you make clusters any other time, just turn them at little different angles. Okay, I think I will put this little piece down there just because it's already torn out and I don't have to tear anything else. So if you got those notebooks that the kids used years ago and there's one or two pieces left in them, just tear off the bottoms of them and use them on this. Use them for this project. And yeah, you are covering up some different things, but that's, you know, that's the beauty of making clusters. So just use something on the back that you don't mind covering up. You know, cover up part of it. You're not covering everything, but you're covering part. All right, I'm going to stitch on these real quick and then we'll come back and put our little pieces on there. All right, here we go. And I've got strings everywhere. And before I forget, I want to thank Natasha for the inspiration. She is such a wonderful artist. She comes up with some of the most unique ideas for things like this. I always get inspired when I watch her channel, because she just uses her household items to make beautiful projects. So if you've not checked out Natasha's, and I don't know if it's Natasha, I think it's Natasha. If you have not checked out her channel, go over and do so, because she's very, very unique. Alright, so we got that. I'm going to grab a couple of these, ink on them. Now this is a pretty thick cardstock, so, but you can use a thinner one. It doesn't have to be this thick. I just happen to have a scrap piece of this one, so that's what I grabbed. Okay, then we're going to punch our little hole in the end. There. And there. And then here. And some little eyelets would be cute in this too, and then maybe even a little string or something from it. That would be cute. Lots of different things that you can do. Okay, let's see what we have now as far as little brads. There's one that's cute. See if I got another one like it. Those don't match. Those don't match. Okay, I think I have to, don't tell me I've got 4 different colors here and not a one that matches. Those are not the same. Those are not the same. And those are not the same. So I have 4 that don't match. We'll drop those back down in there. Let's go with something else. I'll tell you what we'll do. Let's grab a couple of little brads that look like buttons. There's a couple right there. And then get one more green one. There's a couple there. They just look like little buttons. So we'll put these in here, glue this down, and then we'll have more finished. Now, you don't have to put brads in here. You can also put bling in the end, on the end of these. If you'd rather do that, just put a piece of bling on each end. Just think that is super cute. What a great idea. And I'm going to roll that piece of vellum up like I like to do. There we go. And then we'll put this Imagine on there. All of you guys who have purchased the E-Club, all of you guys who have purchased one of our classes, you may see some of these in your kit. We may include these in some kits. Just think they're cute. Okay, there's another. And then we'll put these little green, and they look like little buttons. They're cute. Hold it up, see if you can see it. See that? Looks just like a little button. So how are you guys? I haven't asked you that in a while. Is everybody still okay? Are you sick? Let me know. I always like to add you guys to my prayer list if anybody is sick, or you know, if anybody has COVID, anything like that, because I know you all prayed a lot for us, and I appreciate that. Melina and Brandon are doing well. They're already back at work, and they've got their energy back now, so they're doing well. They struggled for a little while, but they're doing very well now. There we go. So there is another. Look at the little green button, so cute. Look at that. I think these are adorable. I love them. They will look cute on the front of a journal, inside a journal, on a page. They would look cute just about anywhere that you put them. Alright guys, that is it for this tutorial. I could keep making, you know, I've got lots more over here. I probably will keep making them, but, you know, they're going to be made basically the same, and you don't have to sit there and watch me. If we could sit and talk and chat to each other, we'd just continue to make them all day long, but you know how that goes. But that is it. Now, oh, I did say I was going to put a flower on one, didn't I? And look, I could put a butterfly on one. I have a gold butterfly that just popped up on my desk. I have no clue where it came from, but we could pop that on one. Which one would look best with gold? I don't know. Let's see. Let's put a gold butterfly on one, and then I'm going to reach up and grab a flower and put it on one. Maybe, let's put that little butterfly right there. Oh, I like that. But you know what he needs in the center of him? He's got to have some bling in the center of him. Why in the world did we not think about bling and butterflies? Where was my mind? Oh. Now that is sweet. Sweet little butterfly. All right, let me grab a flower. And I'm just going to get a flat flower, because if we put this on the inside of a journal, I don't want it to be, you know, sticking up too much that it would interfere with maybe something on the next page. So let's see. I'm not sure which one I want to put this on. I don't know about that one. Let me grab another. Let's just grab one of these little babies out of here. These are some tiny little babies, and I think they would look cute on there. There's a little pink one. There we go. That works. Okay, let's glue these little flowers down. These are just some little Prima flowers. I think we got these in a kit, an E-Club kit, a couple of months ago. And our E-Club kit link will be below if you've not checked that out. You're welcome to go check it out. You can click on it and go over and read about it before you actually do any purchasing or joining. Okay. And I think I've still got to show the October kits. They're coming up next week. I think is when those will ship out. And I've got to do a little preview of those. And I will get that done. And then I think we're going to have a few of those left. Oh, the little piece of bling come out of the center of this one. So if we do have any of those left, you can do a one-time purchase on those. We'll have those linked up in the shop. Cute. Oh my goodness, I love those now. To me, that just made it by putting those little flowers on there. Alright guys, that is it. I hope you really enjoyed this. If you did, please give us a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button. Button. And don't forget to go over and check out Natasha's channel. Her link will be directly below. She was the inspiration for this. Alright, we'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.